I'm done with this world. God has walked away from every mankind, even children of mankind, to the point where God don't like you no more. God does not want to deal with no one in this world. You've grieved his mother, you've grieved me. So in that concept, God is done with the world. God is withdrawn from the world because of evil practices, to worship your own gods and serve your own thing. In the medical field, people have sacrificed people under medication and put them in comas and killed people. But you can get another person out of the drug and wake them back up, knowing that they were never dead. Look at Egypt's times, people's cells are still operating in their body. Their hair's still growing, their nails still growing in a turn. So just suffer them to deteriorate in the body? No, people were immortal from time. The fact that the churches, black churches, went their own way, did not listen to me before. Now you got a bunch of black people around here running around, having sex in some Sodom and Gomorrah in hell. For you white people, you look at me because I'm brown skinned, I'm a nigger too. And my child is white. But I hate you all. I hate every white man on this planet. I hate every black man on this planet. I hate every man on this planet. I hate every woman on this planet. Because they're only evil in my eyes. There's no good in this world anymore. For 4 years straight, I trying to offer people in. Looking for a mom and dad all my life. I hate you all. You couldn't see me as a child. But you'd rather see a newborn as a child and grow it up to be where you want it to be at, with you in pride. I hate the living world in it. A population that went dead and silent for what they wanted. White people, you never gave to the black people the truth. You segregated them in a church box. You gave them money. You thought that was good. You're the Judas in the situation, white people. You never gave back truth to them. And when I gave you truth, you lied to your own president, Donald Trump. He gave a briefing of what it was for me. He didn't give the whole demonstration. You say I'm crazy and bipolar. Bring your guns, bring your bullets. I don't care about none of you guys. You run after guns, you run after bullets because you're in fear. You're the Judas, you're the cowards of the century. You think by giving money in transactions, shove it up your ass. Because you know why? Even Judas gave money. But you didn't give your heart or your mind to it. You never gave out truth to the black people in the community. You segregated them in a box, but every white person gets rich and put in a nice fancy hotel in the building. But you never gave out your heart to them. But when somebody's brown skinned, then give me something out as truth. And you look at me like, oh, she's the only one that's giving me truth, that brown skin. Shut up. Because when they're getting hit with bullets and everything else and gunshots, they gave out truth. Their family being separated and died for it because of black community church. Fools. You're demons. You white people in the church saying you got the power and the Holy Ghost. You ain't got jack. You're demons. The true apostles walked by themselves. For 4 years straight, I've been neglected. But giving out to the world, I'm not giving jack anymore. Because you're selfish. There's no truth. There's no heart in you, white people. You just wax like snakes, popping up like daisies all the time. Daisies of deadness. You became what it is of artifacts of China, washed in sin and blood. Never to give out anything of truth. serving other gods, Afghanistan, Dubai, India, Syria, for what it is, a Baal. You white women sit over there and do these selfish things of fools. Let me tell you something. A homeless woman going to give me something out, and she was brown skinned. Caucasian lady sitting over there. Her family left her, but she was Caucasian. And she loved me enough to show me how to get back to Sacramento. A man gave me money to get back to from Sacramento. Could never forget what people did for me. Salvation Army saying, oh, I won't give out the information about getting a voucher. But aren't you supposed to help those that are in shelters? Aren't you supposed to get people off the street, but you rather for them to get raped and prostituted? You rather for men to get murdered? It's hard for a black person to get in a shelter, but it's easier for a white and Mexican to get in a shelter. It's hard for a black person to get a job, but they go in the loony bin, a mental facility, in a jail cell. They got to ask over and over again to get help, to get these things, to be in the NFL, to be a basketball player, but as a slave to a system. Because you like them because they can play good. A slave to a poverty system. You play well, you get rich. Rich die trying. By who? If the money was made by Pharaoh, give it back to Pharaoh. You credit the value to be Judas how it is. Want your money? You suffer my child for 3 years straight. And then you suffer me. You never loved me. You were all snakes. Apostate generation went dead. I hate you guys all. And I hope you do die. Because let the dead bury the dead. I'm not afraid of death. And I'm not afraid of you, your guns, your knives, your bullets. Because you know why? When you suffered me for 4 years straight. When you hunted me down and did not want to get out these people out of this country. Japanese, Dubai, Syria people, but you wanted to hang around them like box on a ferry trade. Die with them. Let the dead bury the dead. This is what you do to me. You let people, because why? They're hurting in homelessness. Let me tell you something. A man's in fear for his life. A man's in fear for his life. And fear for his life. But all he can do is try to control the people under a spirit. But this is what happens in demonstration. I don't need nobody to rescue me. You need rescuing. You cut off from God and Jesus Christ. But this is what happens. This is what happens. In fear for his life. But a white woman said, the earth shall help the woman. And the woman fled in the wilderness. How many times did I flee in the wilderness? An Indian ISIS man told them to go ahead and assassinate me. In Washington, D.C., I was about to be shot up and still fled in the wilderness. I was choked by a black man. I was almost shot by a Taliban in East Oakland. Then threatened another time with a gun. Beat down by a black man. Hurt by a white man, thrown into jail, some mental facility. 3 years persecution for who I am, Jesus Christ. You once never said you were sorry and repented to me. White people saying on other women, don't care. Snakes on your backbone, killing you, men. But you don't know who you are. You're sour. You're dead because you love lust. You love sex. Medical field. Anti, right? 3 anti. It spells out what it is, the mark of the beast. 3 and 6 scores. That's 6 put together. And know what it is of the anti. 3. And get it together to know why it's 3. Medical, money, and what? What's going on? Medical, money, and war, right? Medical, money, and war. War is killing. Medical is the mental of the mind. And money, what it is empowerment and controlment. You run your mind by power and controlment of money. You filtrate lies into the mind, saying to medicate somebody who's under witchcraft capable and who's killing who. When a doctor in the field line can say something to you and say something in witchcraft practice, saying, oh, they're going to die, this is how you're going to do this, and who knows nobody but themselves in the same consummation, they over there killing people. But let me give you something in the medical field. You could dope up a person, but you know what? They can get people or white people back to life. But any other race, they can take them and syringe them with something and say, oh, they're dead. You know what the government in the medical field knew that you did not know? When they pump you with medicine and saying, oh, we couldn't get them back to life. They choose who they want to stay alive and not stay alive. Then you see war practice when people are over there killing each other with guns and knives. Who brought you and who taught you to kill somebody? But all along, you killed my own. Stanford medical field. Stabbed my baby, colonoscopy, Chinese people, Indian lady. Stabbed my baby and a Filipino lady. Let that happen. Stabbed my baby in the womb. 2018, what's a transaction? I die of a heart attack because an Indian woman standing over a white man saying it's okay to unplug my placenta. My uncle's brother over here, my brother's brother over here, he hits me by the doorstep. Then this woman next door, you let the mark of the beast run you crazy, everything else, right? So then this transaction for 3 years, mental facility, John George, all this stuff, being persecuted, police officer harassing me, trying to ask me 21 questions. Your white officers sitting behind it all like snakes, because I know what you've been doing all along. You send people out to do your dirty work. You had a Mexican man come over here to do your dirty work, and then you see a white man stand over there, government, CIA, FBI, and officers standing over there in California. I'm not scared of you punks. Then you sit over there and you have a black man to come to Amtrak to try to harass me. Shut your mouth. Then you have black men over there as priests, church members coming to me, and then you want to kiss, try to kiss me, and I said no, because if you had the heart of Christ, you wouldn't be bowing your head down and letting people hit me in the streets. You'd be saying something and something to your nephew, but instead you let your nephew hit me in the eye, and then you let him attack me with a dog. And the one man I can forgive because he's in fear for his life and he's homeless, but you want to say something as an a ritual to yourself. You know what? It'd be better for me to know that I'm better off in Africa than to be a slave to a system of mankind. I'm not your slave. I never will be your slave. I hate all of you, and I hate America to the fullest. I hate America and I hate the flag. Burn it down. It was a life from the pit of hell. Burn it down. Because one thing I know, when you created wars, you created in your own household. When you let things in America, you did it for yourself. Serving God's got you well, but you couldn't serve your own household, your body. But you want to kill apostleships as people and not giving them truth. But you make a segregation box and put people in the what? You put people in these little places. Well, you put them in a jail cell, first of all, in a mental facility, and then you want to say, you want to do this one thing. You want to put them in drugs, in the system of drugs. They can go out there and sell drugs, but let me tell you something. You can put them in jail cell and take their money, right? You can make a legal transaction when you could say, oh, we can have weed, but then you want to arrest them when it's weed. Who's dumb right now? Who's stupid? Who's stupid? How are you going to say something and filtrate? Oh, you're not supposed to be smoking in the car weed, but you're going to legalize it. You're going to legalize alcohol and everything else, right? But you want to arrest them when they have too much alcohol in their body. You should have never legalized it. So who's perpetrating people of who? To kill them? America's been killing people, whites and blacks and all people. But worst of all, when I see the black community of churches killing the black people. But it's not the people in the hood. It's not the people in the hood. But when the white people just sitting over there and acting like actors. I know who's punks acting like actors like they're homeless. I know who's acting and who's not. I know who's doing what and who's doing what. You're not getting it to heaven. You're going to burn. You're going to burn by blood fire, you snakes and apostate generation. That's your plague on Egypt. And I don't care if the city burns down with it. Y'all better get ready to run, hoes.